Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. No, this is not the 3 count with SP3. I am back with another show review. The weekly shows are taken care of by all our friends on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel. We got J News, who just came out with his new series called J News Japan, and he's going to be back with a review of Fantascomania, which was in January, as well as he's going to have a special review for New Beginning in Osaka. But I am here to hit you with some New Japan Pro Wrestling review for NJPW New Beginning in Sapporo Night 1. Night 1 I will be doing, you will see another video for Night 2 starring myself, but I am here just to start off with Night 1. This was the first big show ever since New Japan Pro Wrestling huge Wrestle Kingdom weekend to start off 2020. A lot of these matches were set up during the New Year's Dash show on January 6th. This show is headlined by 2 big matches, very hard-hitting matches between LIJ's Evil going up against Chaos's Tomohiro Ishii, as well as our main event for the NEVER Openweight Heavyweight Championship is going to be Hirooki Goto defending against Shingo Takagi. Both of those matches were set up in one of the best matches from the New Year's Dash show. If you didn't see New Year's Dash, go to our YouTube channel right now, and J News Japan, his pilot episode, is all about reviewing New Year's Dash and setting up the rest of the year for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So check out J News Japan with this review of New Year's Dash. But let's get into New Japan Pro Wrestling New Beginning in Sapporo. The first matchup of the evening was the Bullet Club Tandem, the Bullet Club Junior Tag Team, the former IWGP Junior Tag Team Champions themselves, El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori. They went up against Yui Uemura, one of the young lions from the New Japan Dojo, and Tiger Mask, the legendary Tiger Mask, one of probably the last remaining, as I like to call it, the junior heavyweight dads. There is the heavyweight dads. You got Nagata, you got Tenzan, you got Nakaishi. We're going to talk about those guys in a few minutes, but you got the junior dads, and that is the head of the junior dads himself, Tiger Mask. His protege right now is Uemura. He's basically been mentoring Uemura since he's in the New Japan Dojo, kind of seasoning him and giving him a veteran voice in his ear. Tiger Mask's been doing a lot of work with Uemura, and they've been teaming up in a lot of tag team matches, and this is just the latest example of this. I would say this was a pretty solid matchup in my opinion. These guys, definitely Taiji Ishimori and El Phantasmo, are one of the better junior tag teams in New Japan Pro Wrestling. But this was a solid match. It went about 8-9 minutes long. The match finished up with Ishimori putting on the yes lock onto Uemura. Uemura fought, almost made it to the ropes, but Taiji Ishimori was able to flip him back over and get into the middle of the ring, and he made Uemura tap out with the yes lock, giving ELP and Ishimori the victory. These guys seem like with this victory, they were going to be right in the thick of things, getting another shot at the junior heavyweight tag team titles. The champions currently Roppongi 3K, and we're going to be talking about them and their next title defense in a few minutes. Our second match of the evening was featuring the New Japan Dads, the heavyweight dads. We had Toge Makabe teaming up with Honma, the legendary Honma. Hasn't been the same since his injury, let's be honest here. And he's in his transitional period. He's not a young lion, but he's not really a veteran yet. Toei Hanare from Bad Luck Fale's Australia dojo. They versed Tenzan, Nakaishi, and Tuzan. Suji is going one-on-one with Hanare on Night 2 in Sapporo. So this is a preview of that matchup on the Night 2 Sapporo card. But this was a okay matchup. This was really about Nakaishi. Nakaishi is in his last month before he retires. He had his nice send-off at the Tokyo Dome, which kind of teased that. And then later on later on in the evening, it was revealed after the Wrestle Kingdom shows that Ishi will be retiring at the end of the month. They got a big show, his retirement show, at the end of February. So this is him winding down, going to all the major arenas and saying farewell before he calls it a career. But so this was basically mainly about him. He was in the match most of the time. He just played the greatest hit, did a lot of big monster spots because he's big bad Ishi, and he had to get in his spots. I did like the fact that they gave him the opportunity to kind of get his spots in on one of his big last shows in Sapporo. But this match was really about putting over Hanare. Hanare got his first big win in New Japan on the New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom pre-show, and this was another big win for him. He got the pinfall victory over Tsuji, previewing their one-on-one matchup the following night in Sapporo, and he won with the Toei Bottom, the rock bottom. His version of the Uranage. Toei Hanare got the win here, and look forward to their one-on-one matchup the following night, and I'll review that. You'll see that on a video shortly right here on Tru Heel Heat. Third matchup of the night was featuring Suzuki Gun. The Suzuki Gun foursome. This was a 4-on-4 tag team matchup, 8-man tag, with the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Champion Zack Sabre Jr. teaming up with El Desperado, teaming up with his tag team partner Kanemaru, and the world famous Dookie. And they versed the Chaos foursome of Will Ospreay, Sho and Yo, Roppongi 3K, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, and Ryusuke Taguchi. This one was a very fun matchup. I would say out of the matchups to start off the card, this was my favorite out of these first three matchups. Very fun matchup featuring, of course, Taguchi being the head coach of New Japan, leading Roppongi 3K to do their clotheslines in the corner, as Taguchi always does. We got a nice preview of Sho and Yo versus El Desperado and Kanemaru. That's going to be on the Osaka show for New Beginning. The Roppongi 3K team going up against the Suzuki Gun team. This is following up from the Suzuki Gun team getting the victory in a 4-way tag at New Year's Dash. That's how they became the #1 contenders, and this was follow-up to that here. But this match was really all about previewing the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship matchup for the second night in Sapporo, when it's Zack Sabre Jr. going one-on-one with Will Ospreay. It will be the first time that two British-born wrestlers will fight in a heavyweight title matchup in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So a lot of anticipation for this match, and they definitely showed the world that they were gonna have a great match on the second night of Sapporo. All their exchanges were smooth, very quick pacing. Just Will Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. have a chemistry that is just one of a kind, and I love Kevin Kelly on commentary calling these guys the British or UK version of Okada and Tanahashi. I'll talk about that comparison a little bit more when we talk about the second night in Sapporo, but this 8-man tag finished up with Taguchi getting the win after he hit the Bumya knee, only getting a 2 count, but he then hit Donta to get the victory over Dookie and give Chaos the victory in this one. So Chaos got the victory after the match. Will Ospreay picked up the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship and held it up in Zack Sabre Jr.'s face, as well as Roppongi 3K had a face-off with El Desperado and Kanemaru, previewing the two big matchups further on in the New Beginning tour. Next up, our fourth match of the evening. This is a preview of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship matchup, as it's going to be in Osaka. It's going to be Oromo Takahashi, the new champion, defending his title against his arch rival Ryu Lee, aka the artist formerly known as Dragon Lee. In this tag team matchup, Ryu Lee teamed up with Robbie Eagles, the Birds of Prey tag team partner of Will Ospreay, to verse Hiromu Takahashi and his LIJ stablemate Bushi. This one was a very good matchup, very good. These guys just have great chemistry. The match started off with Ryu Lee and Hiromu Takahashi having their usual hard-hitting exchange, chops back and forth, running on the ropes. These guys are out of this mind. Their speed is ridiculous. Their speed and their sequences are one of a kind. Whenever Ryu Lee and Hiromu Takahashi are in the ring, you know you're gonna see state-of-the-art, innovative offense, and that's what we saw here in this little preview matchup. Definitely a good chemistry as well between Robbie Eagles and Hiromu Takahashi, which they are really putting the breadcrumbs that Robbie Eagles is going to be next in line following this title defense between Hiromu and Ryu Lee. They are really setting up Robbie Eagles strong as the next title contender for the junior heavyweight title. It was Robbie Eagles who got the victory over Hiromu Takahashi on the road to Tokyo Dome Show. Hiromu Takahashi's first match back, it was Robbie Eagles who got a pinfall victory over him, and they just been keeping Robbie strong ever since then. He got the victory in this one, making Bushi tap with the Ron Miller special, but this was all about making him look strong, making him look like he had the number of Oromo Takahashi in a lot of their exchanges. So I love the way that they are setting up Robbie Eagles to be the unquestionable number one contender following this matchup between Ryu Lee and Hiromu Takahashi. I'm very much looking forward to the Osaka match between Ryu Lee and Oromo Takahashi. I was there live in 2018 in San Francisco for the G1 special where Hiromu Takahashi defended the IWGP Junior Championship against Ryu Lee, where Ryu Lee gave him the Phoenix Plex that broke Hiromu's neck. So I saw it live, Hiromu Takahashi land on his neck, and I knew his neck was broken. So hopefully these guys are a little bit more safe this time around, but I look forward to an excellent, tremendous matchup. And I hope you do. You guys look forward to it too, and we'll talk about it right here on Tru Heel Heat as well. Next up, our fifth match of the evening. It was the Bullet Club team of Kenta, the most hated man in New Japan Pro Wrestling, teaming up with Switchblade Jay White to verse Tetsuya Naito, two-belt Naito, the IWGP Heavyweight Champion and Intercontinental Champion, as well as Skull and Sanada, one of the most up-and-coming really stars on the rise in New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is a rematch from New Year's Dash where these two teams went at it in the main event of New Year's Dash. At that match, it was Sanada who got an upset victory over Switchblade Jay White to set up their matchup for Osaka. They're going to go one-on-one in a special singles matchup. And of course, after the match, it was Kenta and Jay White attacking both Naito and Sanada, which really leads us into this match right here. I would say this was not as well as I thought it would be. I felt like there was a lot of stalling in this matchup. This match was more about putting heat and more heat on Kenta and Jay White, it seemed. It was a lot of stalling in the beginning by Kenta, as well as then returns stalling by Naito, which I really much enjoyed. I love when Naito is able to be a bigger heel or a bigger dick than the heel in the matchup. It's just so funny to me because Naito is hilarious. He's just how can you hate Naito? Naito is hilarious. Naito is so lovable, and he proves it in this matchup with his stalling to infuriate Kenta, like when Kenta was trying to infuriate him. Later on in the matchup, of course, Goto gets involved. This leads into our finish, where Sanada looks like he's trying to get the skull end, but instead he's pushed into the ropes. The referee is distracted, and it's Goto who nails a chair shot right to the skull of Sanada, and then Jay White rolls up to Sanada to get a pinfall victory, to get his pinfall victory back over Sanada, getting revenge from New Year's Dash. After the match, Naito and Kenta had a face-off. Naito was pretty much on the outside for most of this matchup. Kenta attacking him at every end once he took him out on the outside. But I very much look forward. I think that the Sanada versus Jay White match is going to be really, really good. I feel like these two guys will have pretty good chemistry. These are two of the best counter wrestlers in all of New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I feel like they're going to surprise a lot of people with how good their match is in Osaka and New Beginning. Our sixth matchup up is another big tag team matchup, and this is the tag team matchup I was most looking forward to on this Sapporo card. It is Minoru Suzuki teaming up with his stablemate from Suzuki Gun, Ishi, to verse the IWGP US Champion John Moxley, One-Odd Mox, for those in the know, and the greatest wrestler of all time, Kazuchika Okada. This was great. Before the bell even rings, you had Moxley with his entrance through the crowd. Okada was standing on the outside as Taishi and Suzuki were in the ring, and just the sight of Moxley standing next to Okada, and then the commentators, both Gino Gambito as well as Kevin Kelly, saying, in 2020, can you believe that Kazuchika Okada and Jon Moxley are on the same team? No. I'm in disbelief that we are seeing Jon Moxley and Kazuchika Okada on the same team. This match was definitely a lot of fun, a very good matchup, but the highlight of this whole matchup, the highlight of, I would say, the first two nights of Sapporo, one of the highlights is anytime Jon Moxley and Minoru Suzuki are in the same ring, in the same vicinity, throwing punches at each other, their intensity, the chemistry, and that it factor that makes you just, I'm not paying attention to anything else besides these two men going at it. Minoru Suzuki and Jon Moxley have some type of magic whenever they're in the same vicinity with each other. We saw it at Wrestle Kingdom on night 2 when Minoru Suzuki came out to confront Jon Moxley, and the energy in the Tokyo Dome was ridiculous. We saw it the following night at New Year's Dash when the energy was amazing when Jon Moxley came to the crowd to confront Minoru Suzuki. And then we saw it here. It was in the ring whenever they had exchanges at the beginning of the match with the punches and the strikes back and forth. Jon Moxley needs to work on making his strikes a little bit more stiff. It's kind of hard to believe that you are really hurting Minoru Suzuki when all you hear is a big for his hits, and all you see is you just see it. You don't hear it for Jon Moxley. Moxley, you got to work on that. You got to work on hitting it like that. So you hear the bang. You got to hear the click. If you're hearing the click for Minoru Suzuki, you got to hear the click for you, or it just doesn't work. The dynamic doesn't work quite as well. But their strikes, their strike exchange, whenever they were going back and forth, this match in Osaka on February 9th is going to be insane. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see this matchup. I know you guys cannot wait to see this match, but this matchup, previewing the big matchup in Osaka, just got me so freaking excited, so freaking hype for this matchup, this U.S. Championship match between Moxley and Suzuki. Taishi and Okada definitely had good chemistry themselves. I love the story between Taishi and Okada, the fact that Taishi and Okada have not gone one-on-one in over 12 years, when Okada was a young lion in New Japan and Taishi was a veteran. Taishi got the victory back then, and now he thinks that Okada is ripe for the picking. He just lost the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. He's lost his confidence, so Taishi feels like it's the right time to go at Okada once again and get the biggest victory of his career. And that story was kind of told a little bit in this tag team matchup. Of course, Taishi going for the iron fingers at all end, because he knows that's his only way, his only chance of beating Okada, because Okada's the GOAT. It is what it is. But the match finally ends with Suzuki and Moxley with another great exchange at the end. Suzuki hitting the Gotch-style power driver to get a pinfall victory over the IWGP United States champion. After the match, Taishi further attacks Okada. Okada makes a comeback, hitting, of course, the drop kicks, the greatest drop kicks in professional wrestling. It looks like Okada is about to get the upper hand on Taishi when Zack Sabre Jr. of Suzuki Gun comes out and attacks Okada to help out his stablemate in Suzuki Gun, Taishi. Will Ospreay comes out to even the odds, help out his stablemate in Chaos, Okada, as well as getting the face of his opponent for the following night in Sapporo, Zack Sabre Jr. But in the end, it's the iron fingers from Taishi on Okada, as well as an attack from Zack Sabre on Will Ospreay that lays out Chaos, and Taishi and Zack Sabre Jr. stand tall, previewing the top two matches for the second night in Sapporo, as well as one of the big tag team matches in Osaka on February 9th. I'll have the reviews for the second night of Sapporo, and J News got the matchup in Osaka, so stay tuned for all of that. And now it is our top two matches of the evening. The number 7 match of the evening was Evil of LIJ going one-on-one with Tomohiro Ishii. These guys had one of the best or more underrated matches of 2019 at Wrestling Dodoku in May. It was Tomohiro Ishii who won a very hard-hitting matchup against Evil. That led to him getting a shot at the NEVER Openweight Championship at Dominion, which he defeated Taishi last June to win the NEVER Openweight Championship. In his lifetime, in his career, when he's been Evil, before he was Evil, Evil is 0-8 against Ishii. 0-8. 8 times he's versed Ishii in one-on-one competition, and 8 times he's lost. This felt like it was Evil's time. It was Evil's time to finally get the big victory. Tomohiro Ishii is probably one of the top 10 wrestlers in the entire world. He's a hard-hitting guy. He never takes a day off. But this right here, you could tell he's hurting. He's hurting real bad. I don't know if it's his neck. I don't know if it's his knees. But he was moving a lot slower than he usually moves in this matchup. It could be a culmination of a bunch of injuries because this guy doesn't take a day off. It just seems impossible for him to take any time off, it seems, but he seemed to be a little bit slower. He worked a more moderate pace at the beginning of this matchup before it picked up near the end, but this match was once again a hard-hitting affair. Just back and forth strikes, just hard-hitting, drops on the neck, suplexes on the neck, lariats back and forth. These guys were trying to take each other's heads off from time to time in this one. But in the end, it was Ishii who got the victory with, of course, the vertical drop brainbuster to get the pinfall victory over Evil. And he is now 9-0 against Evil all time. Evil, everything is not evil. Everything is an L for you when you verse the Stone Pitbull. Sorry. And finally, it is the main event of the evening, the main event for New Beginning in Sapporo, night 1. It was for the NEVER Openweight Championship. It was the nearly man of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Hirooki Goto, going one-on-one with Shingo Takagi. Why do I call Hirooki Goto the nearly man? It's because this man has gotten, I think, 7 shots at the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and he is 0-7 in those 7 shots at the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. He's won the Intercontinental Championship from Shinsuke Nakamura back a couple of years ago when Nakamura was in New Japan. Nakamura won it right back from there. He's won the NEVER Openweight Championship 5 times, and he actually tied the record for the most title defenses for the NEVER Openweight Championship with 7. But Shingo Takagi, in my eyes, in a lot of people's eyes, is the top 5 to 10 wrestler in the world. Shingo Takagi is hard-hitting. He can be a great technical wrestler, but his speed, the speed in which he does sequences, he does moves, he runs off the ropes. This guy's pacing is on par with anyone who is the top in the world, but his speed, most of all, I think is the highlight of Shingo Takagi's entire game. And Shingo Takagi and Goto went out there and had a banger. These guys had a great match at the last night of the G1 Climax 29 last year. They also had an epic encounter on the Destruction Tour at the end of 2019. This was their 3rd matchup. They are 1-1, but the 1-on-1 tie is no more. In the end, Shingo Takagi pulled out Made in Japan from the top rope, which only got him a 2 count, but finally he hit the Last Dragon, his finishing move that has taken out everyone in New Japan, includes now Hirooki Goto. Shingo Takagi is the new NEVER Openweight champion. So happy for Shingo Takagi. This is a guy that has fought, scratched, and clawed his way through Dragon Gate, made his way to Dragon Gate USA, came back to Dragon Gate when Dragon Gate USA became defunct, came back to Dragon Gate, tore it up there, and then last year he came over to New Japan. He joined LIJ. He ran his way through the junior heavyweight division, whether it was the tag team division where he won the tag team titles with Bushi. He went 9-0 low in the best of the Super Juniors block rounds of the tournament before losing to Will Ospreay in the finals. And then he had a banger after banger after banger in the G1 Climax. And now Shingo Takagi is your new Never Openweight champion. And I feel, and I know a lot of analysts have said this as well. My uncle Dave Meltzer, Brian Alvarez, I think Johnson from over at PW Insider. I think Shingo Takagi is the perfect person to be the Never Openweight champion. This is a guy who started off in the junior division and made his way to the heavyweight division in less than a year. So to be the Never Openweight champion, which the openweight title means that both juniors and heavyweights can challenge him, this is the perfect title for Shingo Takagi. He can have great matches with guys like Sho from Roppongi 3K, a rematch from the best of the Super Junior tournament when these guys had one of the best matches of the entire tournament. He can have bangers with Ryu Lee, Will Ospreay, Oromo Takahashi. If I know LIJ doesn't usually go one-on-one, but I would love me some Hiromu versus Shingo. He can go against heavyweights like Hirooki Goto, like he's not going to go against LIJ, but if he would, against Evil, against a Kenta, against a Jay Wyatt like he did in the G1 Climax. In my eyes, the best matchup I could possibly see for the Never Openweight Championship is Shingo Takagi going against Tomohiro Ishii. If you guys saw their match in the G1 Climax 29, you know these guys went at it like no one's business. One of the best most hard-hitting matchups of the entire 2019. It made my top 10 matches of 2019, and I have no doubt in my mind if these guys go one-on-one for the Never Openweight Championship, that match will be in my top 10 matches of 2020. Shingo Takagi, after the matchup, said that he wants to elevate the Never Openweight Championship. He knows that Naito has 2 belts with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship and Intercontinental Championship, and that's considered the top title. But in his eyes, the only title is the Never Openweight Championship. So now Shingo Takagi is also a double champion because he is 1/3 of the Never Openweight 6-man tag team champions. Now he is the Never Openweight champion itself. He is Mr. Never Openweight. Mr. Never Openweight 2 belts. So that is my review for New Japan Pro Wrestling New Beginning in Sapporo Night 1. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the show. And if you weren't able to watch the show, this review helped hopefully get you up to date on everything you need to know from New Beginning in Sapporo Night 1. Push that like button if you enjoyed this video. Put a comment down below and let's discuss this whole show. Like, what was your favorite matches from the show? What was the best moment? Do you feel like Moxley versus Suzuki is going to be the banger upon banger that I think that is going to be? And what matches are you looking forward to on the Osaka show on February 9th? Put that comment down below. And of course, push the subscribe button and push the bell to stay notified for all the great content right here on Tru Heel Heat. It's me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. This has been the review for New Japan Pro Wrestling New Beginning in Sapporo Night 1. Signing off until next time.